As you've gone through this experience scaling up and scaling customer experience, like what other lessons have you learned along the way? Like what maybe lessons that you didn't expect you to learn or challenges you didn't expect? Like what's wisdom you can impart on someone else who's trying to go through the same journey?
I would say you're altering the cosmic balance of the firm's universe. People are used to something and you're changing it. So this is more of an internal process that you have to be prepared for. Things that might seem obvious to you, intuitive to you. Well, it's intuitive because you studied it and that's why you want to implement the change. To other people, all they know is you're doing something different. There's a certain logic to what they're thinking because, hey, that got us here. We've been doing it this way, it worked, and we're now here. And so you have to be able to explain what the benefit's going to be. Also, you might see problems arising because your operations are getting stretched beyond their capacity. So there could be inefficiencies, things not getting done when they should. So you have to be prepared for that. The other thing is, as you get bigger and you're trying to become more efficient, you're simultaneously altering roles to be more, I would say, specialized. So you had a small firm, everyone's a jack of all trades. You got to jump in and take care of this. You got to jump in and do that. You have to go across teams, get stuff done, and it's fantastic. Well, now you're too big for that. So you need to redefine your role to be more narrow. People might have enjoyed that. They enjoyed the variety, and now you're saying you have to be more specific. The other thing is you have to unlearn what you already know before you could learn anything new. And that is very challenging to people. I liken it to a bad golf swing. For any golfer out there, the bad golf swing feels natural. It feels good. You're just dissatisfied with the result. And there's that part of your brain that says, no, I'm going to keep the same swing, but I'm going to get a better result this time. It doesn't make sense. And you can go to a coach and say, I need to work on my swing. And now it feels awkward. It feels uncomfortable. You don't like it. But you have to be able to work through that until it becomes natural and unlearn the mistakes you were making so you just don't go back to them in the future. And you're going to have to deal with that. I've had people fight me on certain efficiencies. Really fight me. And then all of a sudden they realize, oh, this just made my life easier. It's like, yeah, you're doing robot work. You shouldn't be doing robot work because you're an intelligent human being. We could put that intelligence to something far more productive and beneficial to the firm, beneficial to our clients than having you do robot work. That's something that should be automated. You shouldn't be updating this or updating that when the system can update it just based on inputs that are happening anyway. It had to be done before because we didn't have the resources to bring in the efficiency. But now it's costing us too much money to not bring them in. And once they realize that they're freed up to do things that are far more productive and interesting to them, then they start to embrace it. But if you're seemingly at least stepping on people's toes, you're going to have some sympathy for them and reassure them you're still important to our operations.
It sounds like it's part internal selling. It's part internal coaching, to use that golf analogy, where you're trying to coach them on a new swing that feels uncomfortable. Yeah, the pushback makes sense, but it's a challenge.
And keep them part of the discussion, ask their opinions.